guys, so I'm back. Are we excited? Are we excited? I mean, I'm excited. I don't know if you're excited. I know I've been gone super long, way too long. I'm overdue, but I plan to fill you guys all in, okay? So just pull up a chair, lay down, do whatever you need to do. Just come on in. Okay guys, so I'm not even going to pretend like this is coming easy for me. Y'all, haven't been on YouTube in over a year, okay? In over a year. I have not filmed, meaning like this. I have not edited in over a year, y'all. Like, I'm so rusty. I'm rusty, okay? But I'm hoping that I can pull it together and, you know, give you guys an amazing video, and just kind of tell you guys where I've been, where I'm going. So yeah, so I did make notes so that I can go ahead and keep track with what I want to discuss with you guys, what I want to tell you guys. Honestly, y'all, I don't know how I will present on camera. I don't know if I will be good put together or if I'll get emotional. Honestly don't know. So extend me grace, y'all. Please extend me grace. You know, I am trying to get back into the groove of things. So let's just jump right in now. So if you guys can already tell by the title of this video, this is a welcome back video. Welcome back to you guys. I thank you so much if you guys have been rocking with me from before, or if you just so happen to stumble upon this video. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, comment, and subscribe. You know, I'm trying to get back into that. While I was gone, we did hit 15,000 subscribers. So I want to say thank you guys so much for the people that have subscribed, the people that are coming back, for the newbies. I thank you guys so much. So as an introduction, my name is Brittany Unique. My brand is RhythmNBeauty. So that's where you landed today. Moving forward, I don't know if I'm going to keep this name, this brand, but more than likely I will, because like, it's just in me, all right? I still love music. I still love beauty. And therefore, I mean, I love it. So the big question is, where have I been? If you guys have seen my last video, then you know that I haven't posted a video since May 5th, 2020, okay? So I have not been on YouTube for over a year and a half. So grab your tea, grab your wine, shot, or whatever, because this is going to be a roller coaster, but like, y'all, just hang on for the ride. So I definitely believe that life happens in phases, and so I feel like the best way to kind of like, you know, take you guys on a ride or a journey is to, of course, do it with music. And so right now I'm currently bumping Adele's 30, her brand new album, and so I feel like that is my life, but she's singing it, you know? So I thought I would do 4 phases to kind of best describe what happened in my life from then on to now, using her music titles. So the first phase number 1, is going to be called Hold On and Easy On Me. So if you guys already know that music or those songs, then you already know what I'm about to talk about. So for most people during 2020, that was the year of COVID, okay? Like, everybody was affected by COVID in some way, shape, form, or capacity, and I was no different. And so I actually was working the front lines as a case manager slash social worker. I do work at a homeless shelter, so yes, I was working the front lines during that time, and then COVID hit. And so when COVID hit, when the world shut down, my marriage essentially shut down. Like, it probably was already shutting down, but it officially shut down then. And so ultimately I began the divorce process, and I had made a decision to go ahead and get a divorce. And I did not realize back in March, because that's when I made the decision, just how tumultuous it was going to be. So I think for me, my divorce process was, I would say, different, maybe in comparison to someone else's process, in the fact that I didn't find out a lot of the stuff that I found out until after I had already made the decision to get a divorce. After, in some cases, the divorce papers were already signed, but I will say that does not change the fact that it hurt the same, if that makes any sense. And so I found out about betrayals, cheating. Basically, essentially, I found out that my ex-husband now was a fraud from the beginning, and it was news to me. So of course I went through every range of emotions that you can imagine. I experienced grief, I experienced depression, I experienced anxiety. I lost like 19 pounds in 1 month. Like, y'all, I was going through it, okay? So yeah, that's where I think Adele's song Easy On Me definitely, like, you know, is my life, because during that time I did shelter myself from you guys, from social media, from just the world in general. Thankfully, because of COVID, I was able to do that. And I was allowed that time and that space to really grieve and process. But I still had to work. And because I still had to work, I still had to show up. And so I essentially only had, I think, 2 weeks, like 1 week at one point in time and then another week at another point in time to try to like grieve. But even then, like I had to grieve with a child. And so I think that's where the next phase that I'll talk to you guys about, which is Adele's song My First Love, or not My First Love, My Little Love. That's where my son comes in. So if you guys didn't already know, I do have a 13-year-old child, a son. I was a single mother before I got married, and then now having gone through the divorce, and the divorce is final, I now am a single mother again. And so that has been a beautiful experience and also very like bittersweet, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but parenting through a traumatic experience it's heart-wrenching, guys. I feel like that's the part where I get most emotional. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's the part that is going to make me the most emotional, is because I remember parenting during that time, that when you're going through something, you know, whether it's, you know, a loss of any kind, you don't get to just stop parenting, you know? You have to continue to parent and you have to continue to show up. And I'm proud of myself that I allowed my son to see me. He saw me at my lowest of lows, but he's also been seeing me at my highest of highs. And so I'm proud of myself for that, that he doesn't just walk around, hopefully he doesn't, thinking like mom is strong, she ain't never been through nothing in her life and nothing. Like, no. Let me tell you, your mama done been through some things, okay? And I also want to make space for him to come to me to tell me whatever he wants to tell me and allow me to help him work through it, as well as allowing him to work through some things on his own, because I can't do everything for him. So yes, I think for me, phase 2, as I'm calling it, was definitely the most challenging. Those days when I didn't feel like getting out the bed, those days where I didn't feel like going to work, those days where I couldn't be happy-go-lucky, like those were the hardest moments. So then that brings me to phase 3. Phase 3 is what I'll call Adele's song To Be Loved. That song is a really beautiful song, and for me it just signifies my healing process. And boy, what a healing process I've had. When I initially found out about the betrayal, the cheating, the everything, guys, that I found out about, and just like there was financial abuse, verbal abuse. Thankfully, there wasn't any physical abuse, but anybody that has gone through emotional, verbal, or whatever, you know that like in some ways that impact is still there, you know, and that impact is still very big. And so for me, it was just God and I for a minute. Like I literally blocked everyone out except for God and I. And then slowly but surely I allowed certain people in my space. And even then it started off as like one person and then 2 people. And then for the most part, it was only really like 3 people physically around me until I got stronger. And once I got stronger, then I allowed myself to allow more people in. But I will say that my tribe during that process, y'all, even then I can get emotional about how dedicated my tribe was. The fact that my sis had ordered groceries for me, not to say that I didn't have money or couldn't afford it, y'all, but I just wasn't grocery shopping. I wasn't eating. I would make sure that my kid was fed, but I wouldn't take care of myself. And she had groceries delivered to my door, y'all. Like, whew. I didn't think I would get this emotional bringing stuff up, guys. So yes, that was like an amazing moment, and just my sisterhood and friendship. And then my other BFF, who happens to be a guy, he would stay on the phone with me. She did too, but he would also stay on the phone with me for hours. And literally they were just watching me. They were watching me, and I knew, like, I would talk to one of them for like 3 or 4 hours. And when I say talk, like, it was more so like they looking at me, we'll talk a little bit, I might cry here and there, but for the most part it's just their presence. Because a lot of my my friends, like, I have friends out here, but like my closest friends, they live in other states right now. And so just the simple fact that they would like keep an eye on me was just such a blessing. And the ones that were actually closest to me here, like as far as like location wise, I didn't even tell them until later on. So I didn't give them the opportunity to, you know, come and show up, because I was just too fragile at that moment, and I couldn't take it at the moment. So yeah, so before my tribe, like I told you guys, there was God, there was for me there was writing. Oh my goodness, I wrote and I documented, I think I even documented maybe 90 days straight of just everything that had happened during that time, because I had asked God for clarity. I had asked God to reveal things to me. And when I tell you, when you ask, prepare that he is going to show you these things, and he did. And so I'm grateful for my journals during that specific time, because they're so raw and so vulnerable, and I can see how, you know, at one moment I was hopeful and optimistic, and then the other time something was revealed and I was just like, wait, what? And then the more that things continued to be revealed, I was just, you know, I literally was on a roller coaster ride. Like, I'm okay. No, I'm not okay. I'm okay. No, I'm not okay. And so yes, it was a never-ending ongoing cycle. So because of that cycle, I knew that realistically I couldn't do it by myself. Yes, I had God. Yes, I had my tribe, but I knew ultimately I needed more help. And so therefore, that's when I decided to seek therapy. And this is not the first time that I've had therapy before, but this is the first time that I've had the most amazing and beautiful experience with therapy. And I'm not gonna say because my therapist is a dope black woman, you know, but that definitely helps someone that I can relate to. I'm just saying, representation definitely matters. And for me, I did not want to have to go into a space where I had to unpack my feelings about being a black woman or being a single mother, whatever. Like, I wanted someone that already understood those layers so that I could just dive in and unpack these other things. So yes, I've had an amazing therapy experience. I'm still in therapy, love it, gonna continue to go. Me and her are rolling till the wheels fall off, okay? And so also in deciding to go to therapy, I also decided to get an emotional support animal, and so therefore we got a puppy. Okay guys, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you wouldn't know that, but if you do, you guys have already met Sage, but here she is. Say hi, mommy's girl. You say hi? Say hi, Sagey. So this is my girl. She's a, I forgot what she is. I think she's a Shih Tzu Poodle mix or a Maltese Poodle mix. She is over a year. She just turned a year in October, or however many, was it 7 years in dog years? Whatever it is. And so this is my little baby girl. You see, she is, y'all, a mama's girl, okay? If you guys can see this, like, I mean, you could see it, but like, she is a mama's girl. She definitely takes over my Instagram stories, because I love just watching how she really protects me, and she really, like, wherever I go, she wants to be there. And so although, you know, her and my son have a dope relationship and, you know, they have their moments, when my son is at home and he's playing his video game, she follows me everywhere. She follows me to the restroom. She follows me to the kitchen. She follows me to my bedroom. She will sit in front of my door and just protect me, or, you know, just let me know that she's there. And as you guys can see with her laying there, like, I think she's falling asleep. Or you going to sleep, girl? But she really is. She thinks she's human. I never thought that I would get a puppy. I don't think I ever saw myself as a fur mama. But I see myself as a sage mama, okay? She has truly just changed my heart and came at the most heartbreaking time, where I think that not only did I need her, but my son needed her. And that was ultimately the reason why I decided to get a dog. It's because we went from having essentially a family where it was my, ex-fraud and then his daughter, who I still consider, my daughter, and then my son and myself, to it just being my son and I again. And I felt like that was a lot on me, and I wanted to give my son something, a companion, a friend, a confidant, an emotional support animal. I wanted to give him all of that, and that's where she came in, and she's truly been a blessing. So something that I didn't mention before is that I not only got therapy for myself, I also got therapy for my son. We both experienced a very traumatic experience, and I didn't realize, although my son did not know the specifics of what happened, he saw the toll that it took on his mother. And because of that, he then started to have, feelings about my ex. And so I knew that I wanted him to get therapy so that he knew how to manage those feelings and whatever those feelings are. And I continued to try to make a space for him to where I didn't want him to grow up to be an angry black man or, anything, or a man that is emotionally unavailable. I didn't want that for my child. And so I did not just seek therapy for myself, I sought therapy for my child as well. So I feel like a part of our healing process was the fact that we traveled. I made it my mission for us to travel, especially in 2020 and then also in 2021, whether it was locally, whether it was out of state, not too far because of COVID. But we went to some of the most amazing places. Like we went to Joshua Tree. We live in California, so we went to Joshua Tree plenty of times. We went to Sequoia National Park. We went to Arizona this year. Had a beautiful, amazing experience. So yeah, I just been traveling. We've been hiking. And it has been really an amazing bonding experience. The fact that he's gone more places than I've gone at his age makes me like just a proud parent. And so that's an experience that I want to continue to give him. I want him to understand that this world is so much bigger than, our front yard or whatever they say. I know that. I can attest to that because I traveled for college. So I know that there's so much more out there. I've traveled for my birthday. I've been to Mexico, and I do want to travel to, more places. I guess whenever COVID decides it wants to be over. But I want my child to know, like, you're not limited to where you grew up or, where you live. Like, go explore, have fun. So something else that I also did during that time is I redecorated my home. So if you guys can see, you guys have never seen a video that was filmed in my bedroom. If you guys didn't know, this is the same space that I shared when I had a family. Well, when I was married, let's say that, because I have a family. This is a part of my family. My son is a part of my family. But when I was married. And so this home has seen so many different transitions. This is the home that we were engaged in. This is the home that we ended up getting married in. This is the home where we got a divorce in, So this home has seen so many different changes. But one thing that I really realized was he did not make it a home. I'm the one that made it a home, and therefore once his spirit and his energy was out of it, y'all, the amount of peace, the amount of warmth that this house has felt, the amount of love, joy, everything, y'all, I can't. Like, there were days where I did not come home. Like, for a minute, I did not come home. I would come home, feed my fish. Oh, you can't see, there's a fish tank over here. But literally, I would come home, feed my fish, and then I would leave. And my son and I would leave until I got to the point where I was strong enough to be like, you know what? No, I'm going to stay here. And the reality, if I can be honest, the reason why I was leaving is because he ended up moving next door, y'all. Like, next door, around the way. And he also ended up basically having the chick in the house as well. And so basically all of that was right smack in front of me. Like, when I would come home, when I would park my car, I would see his car, her car. She knew about me. And so that was a lot to process and to deal with. And in order for me not to go to jail, y'all, I had to remove myself from the situation. And so I'm glad, thankfully they do not no longer live here. Thank you, Jesus. And so this space has truly just been my own. I redecorated everything. I also have a new office, so I redecorated my office, or I decorated my office. And so yes, that has been kind of what I've been getting into also. So the last phase is phase 4, and I'm going to call it her song title, All Night Parking. I absolutely love that song. That song is such a vibe. It's a feeling, y'all. And so for me, it signifies my growth. You know, I am not the same woman that you guys had in May of 2020. I'm not the same woman that I was last year. I'm not even the same woman I was at the beginning of this year. I have completely changed. And so therefore, not only has my life revamped, but like just everything in my life, in my space has revamped. I fell in love, y'all. And when I say I fell in love with myself, okay? No longer do I feel like I'm put in a box or a shell, or, you know, not allowed to move the way that I want to move, or that I feel that is empowering for myself or for anyone else. I definitely feel like I was being held back in my marriage. And so now I've just tapped into just everything, whether it was my spirituality, I already had tapped into that, but even a deeper relationship, my femininity, my sexuality, like just feeling comfortable in my skin. So for me, it's looking into the mirror and being like, sis, you are bad, okay? You are the prize. You know, you are an asset. You know, you are it, okay? And I don't know if that is reflected from the videos that I posted before, you know, the nice content, beauty videos, the wig videos. That's why I was never big on just being a like beauty influencer and just doing hair and makeup, because I knew I'm so much more than that. I've experienced so much more than that. And I feel like, honestly, the things that I've been through can truly help somebody, and that's ultimately what I want to do. That is why I'm in the field that I'm in. And while I talk about the field that I'm in, I also got a promotion after going through the divorce process. So before I got divorced, but going through the divorce, I actually had got a promotion. And so I went from being a case manager to being a supervisor of a brand new program. So anybody knows that if you work in, you know, social services, if you work in the homeless services field, like it's hard. It's hard. I'm not even gonna sit up there and lie. And then to be responsible for not just, you know, your clients, your participants, but also to be responsible for staff, to also partly work in the field as well as working in an office. Like I've just seen so many different changes, but it definitely has grown me in a professional level and on a personal level. But back to falling in love, I now know what I truly want and desire in a partner, okay? And not just a man, not just, you know, a husband or whatever, like in a true partner and in a leader. I want a leader. I don't feel like I got that before. And so now I truly know what I want, okay? And I feel like that has definitely put me in a better space when I have recently begun dating. I will say that experience was beautiful for, you know, the time that it was. Amazing, beautiful human being. It did not work out. But like, we're still friends. It's just timing. The timing wasn't right. The circumstances weren't right. I'll say more so on his end. And so I bowed out gracefully. But I will say that I was treated amazingly. Like, yo, I'm glad to know that there are men, whew, thank you Jesus, that will be men and that will treat a woman the way that she should be treated. So whether it's like, I don't equate just taking out dinners, but like listening and showing up and being intentional about the time that they're spending and intentional about their intentions at that, you know? And so I feel like for me, it was an amazing experience. And so I feel like I'm in a much better space to date. And so I'm open to it. You guys figure, first of all, your girl did not date the whole time that I was separated and until I got divorced. So I got divorced September 7th of this year, of 2021. I went on my first date on October 10th, 2021, which also would have been my wedding anniversary. crazy, right? And the crazy part about it was it wasn't even a planned thing. Like, I was gonna go by myself, well, with my son. My son, you know, he's a teenager, he didn't really want to go, and so then the person that I went on a date was like, I'll go. And it ended up being a beautiful romantic date. And so crazy how things happen and how things work. But I am excited and I'm hopeful. Like, I won't say I'm a hopeless romantic anymore, but I am a hopeful romantic. I'm hopeful that I will be found, you know, by that man that truly values me, okay? Like, someone that truly values me and values what I bring to the table and the calling on my life, and someone that's not a fraud. Okay, can we not? No more frauds, okay? I don't want any more. So what can you guys expect from my channel moving forward? You guys can expect that I'm going to be authentically and unapologetically me, whatever all that means, right? I'm giving it to you as raw and invulnerable as I am right now, because that's just who I am. I'm very transparent, but I'm also mindful of keeping things private and having discretion on certain things. So I'm not sharing everything, but I definitely will share with you guys enough. You guys can expect that I will also take up space, but also make space for you guys as well. I know that I'm not the first person that has dealt with heartbreak and, you know, betrayal and being cheated on and going through a divorce, being a single mother, like just so many things that I have gone through. And so I definitely want to make space for you guys as well. So if you guys have questions, comments, words of encouragement, whatever, I'm definitely open to it. Please make sure that you guys are extending grace, okay? Because we don't need negativity, okay? No negativity, but we definitely want to keep it love, light, and positive, okay? So you guys can also expect that I will be holding myself accountable to my growth and to my healing. For me, that is not stopping. I've been doing that behind the scenes, and I will continue to do that. And then I'll also share with you guys as I see fit, because I'm aware that not everybody has access to some of the resources that I have. And so that's my real reason for like just sharing with you guys, because like everybody should be, you know, in therapy at least once in their life. Like, I'm so pro therapy, like y'all don't even understand. And so yeah, that's something that you can expect also. So you guys can expect a lot more, but ultimately I want you guys to also know that you guys can expect that I will have a new series coming out, a series or two, to kind of give you guys the inside scoop on what really just kind of went down and the lessons that I learned. So this isn't just a spill all my tea kind of session. What's tea for some is a testimony for others, and specifically a testimony for me. And so like I told you guys, I definitely want to help somebody through, or, you know, even tell you guys the red flags that, you know, either I saw or didn't see until later, how I found out some of the information that I found out. That's stuff that you guys can expect to see. So I have a series 1 that's coming out, which is I Kissed a Fraud, and then the other one is going to be The Hussy and the Fraud. And so if you guys are interested in those series that will eventually turn into some other like self-help, you know, why did I get married, what have I learned, those kind of things, then I definitely say stay tuned. Again, like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. I'm not sure when I will be consistently posting, but just come back and visit, come back, you know, watch it again, digest it some more, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.